These aren't just golf records. They're numbers so insane, they'll never be broken. Let's run through the unbreakable golf records that might just live forever in history. 11 straight tournament wins. Winning one PGA Tour event is tough. Winning 2 in a row is rare. Byron Nelson won 11 straight in 1945, and that might be the most unbreakable streak in sports, not just golf. That year, he entered 30 tournaments and won 18. That's a 60% win rate. He also had 28 top fives. His scoring average was 68.33, which at the time was the lowest ever. When he teed it up, the rest of the field basically played for second. The streak started at the Miami 4-ball in March, and by summer, Nelson was a machine. Charlotte, Greensboro, Durham. He knocked them down one by one. By the time he reached the Canadian Open with 10 straight wins in the bag, the pressure was insane. Could he do it again? He shot 68 in the final round, won by 4, and locked in the record. 11 straight wins. For comparison, Rory's longest streak is 3. Tiger's best run was 7. In the modern era, there is a big deal because the fields are global, deeper, and more cutthroat than ever. 11 is untouchable. Nelson wasn't just winning, he was rewriting what dominance looked like. 82 PGA Tour victories. Some records stand on one name. This one sits on 2 legends. Sam Snead and Tiger Woods are tied at the top with 82 PGA Tour wins each. Snead stretched his run from 1936 to 1965. Tiger did it from 1996 to 2019. 2 completely different eras, same number at the end. Snead's longevity was unmatched. He played across 3 decades, one with old equipment, new equipment, and everywhere in between. He took 7 majors along the way and piled up wins with a smooth swing that never seemed to age. Tiger, on the other hand, compressed his 82 into sheer dominance. 15 majors, and a run from 1999 to 2003, where he won almost half the time he teed it up. His 82nd win came in 2019 at the Masters, his first major in 11 years. Coming off surgeries, personal chaos, and a car crash, people had written him off. Then he hunted down Francesco Molinari on Sunday, took the lead with birdies on 15 and 16, and sealed the win with the kind of roar Augusta hadn't heard in a decade. It wasn't just another win. It tied Snead, gave him major number 15, and reminded everyone he was still Tiger Woods. 18 major championships. Jack Nicklaus sits on a mountain nobody else has climbed. 18 major championships. 6 green jackets, 5 PGAs, 4 US Opens, 3 Opens. That run stretched from 1962 to 1986, covering 2 different eras of golf equipment, money, and competition. He didn't just collect trophies, he showed up for 24 years and kept punching. Add in 19 runner-up finishes, and the guy basically lived in the final group every time a major was on the line. His 1986 Masters win at 46 summed it up. 6 shots back on Sunday, everybody figured he was finished. Then, he ripped off a back 930, rolled in an eagle on 15, and the roars at Augusta hit earthquake levels. On 16, he nearly jarred an ace. By the time he tapped in on 18, he had his 6th green jacket and his 18th major. The crowd swarmed like it was the Super Bowl. Tiger Woods pushed as far as 15 majors, Rory McIlroy has 4, and Scottie Scheffler's sitting on 2 Masters titles. Modern golf is too deep. To match Jack, you'd need to win a major every year and a half for 24 years straight. The mental and physical toll alone makes it a brick wall. Jack's record isn't just safe, it's sealed. 142 consecutive cuts made. Consistency in golf usually means a good month, maybe a hot season. Tiger Woods turned it into a 7-year marathon. From 1998 to 2005, he made 142 straight cuts on the PGA Tour. That's almost impossible to process. The average tour player makes 3 in a row before packing their bags. Tiger did 142. And this wasn't just survival golf. During that streak, he won 36 tournaments, including 8 majors. Week after week, course after course, Tiger found a way to be there on Saturday and Sunday. He played through injuries, pressure, brutal setups, and never cracked. The streak ended in 2005 at the Byron Nelson Championship, which almost feels like a cruel joke. Byron Nelson held the old record of 113. Tiger had already smashed it, but the streak ended at his tournament. All he needed was par on the final hole to keep it alive. His first putt slid too far, leaving a 6-footer. He lined it up, knowing the whole thing rested on one stroke. The ball caught the lip and spun out. Just like that, the streak was over. Before we keep rolling with these insane records, tap subscribe and drop a like. Keeps the channel swinging strong. 25 years in the top 50. Consistency is one of the hardest things to measure in golf. Players rise, players fall, injuries happen, confidence goes missing, and careers fade quickly. But Phil Mickelson pulled off something that sounds almost unreal. 25 consecutive years ranked inside the top 50 in the world. From 1993 all the way through 2018, Lefty was a permanent fixture among the best. Think about that. That's a quarter of a century at the top tier of golf. Generations of players came and went during that run. Tiger showed up, dominated, dealt with injuries, and even dropped outside the rankings entirely. Young stars like Rory, Jordan Spieth, and Brooks Koepka each had their peaks and valleys. But Phil, always there, always relevant. Could this ever happen again? No chance. The ranking system is brutal now. You have to constantly post top finishes across worldwide events to hold your spot. The game's depth is insane. Players from Korea, Australia, Europe, and South America all flooding the system with wins. On top of that, golf careers are managed differently today. Most guys take time off, miss months with minor injuries, or fall out of form for years before returning. Nobody sustains that long without interruption. Phil's run wasn't just about skill, it was about adaptability. He reinvented his game as he aged, found ways to win even when his power faded, and hung with kids half his age. Oldest winner at 52. Golf gives players longevity, but there's a ceiling. At some point, the body refuses to hold up, and the reflexes just aren't sharp enough to compete with 25-year-olds smashing the ball 330 yards. Sam Snead proved everyone wrong in 1965, winning the Greater Greensboro Open at 52 years and 10 months old. That made him the oldest PGA Tour champion in history. And here's the kicker. He didn't just sneak in. He shot 64 in the final round. He outplayed guys decades younger than him and walked off with the trophy. Even today, that win feels legendary. Golfers in their 40s can still contend. Phil himself won the PGA Championship at 50, which was miraculous. But 52 on the regular PGA Tour against the best of the best? That's something else entirely. Could someone break it? Realistically, no. The physical demands are higher than ever. Courses are longer, fields are deeper, and the grind of tour life is relentless. By your late 40s, most pros are on the Champions Tour, collecting checks against other veterans. To beat the best players in the world at 52 would take a mix of health, form, and sheer magic that is almost impossible to sustain. Snead's record represents a time when swing mechanics were smoother, when careers stretched because the game was less about raw power and more about finesse. 15-stroke major victory. Some records feel impossible until you remember they actually happened. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach in 2000 was one of those moments where golf didn't feel fair anymore. He won the US Open by 15 strokes. That's not just domination, that's destruction. It's the largest margin of victory in any major ever. Nobody else in the field even touched par. Tiger finished at 12 under, and the guys tied for second. They were 3 over. It looked like Tiger was playing an entirely different sport. Why is this untouchable? Because the modern game is too balanced. Technology gives everyone access to high-end clubs, launch monitors, and custom fitting. Fitness levels are way higher across the board. The competition is stacked with guys who bomb drives, roll putts, and train like athletes year-round. Winning by 5 strokes today is considered a blowout. Winning by double digits? That's a miracle. 15? Forget about it. Even Tiger himself never touched that again. He had other blowouts, sure, but Pebble Beach 2000 stands alone. It wasn't just dominance, it was surgical execution at one of the hardest courses in the world. 18 wins in one season. If one record stands above all the rest in terms of absurdity, it's Byron Nelson's 18 PGA Tour wins in a single season. He did it in 1945, when the tour looked very different than it does today. But that doesn't change the fact that he went on a tear nobody has come close to touching. Out of the 30 events he played that year, he won 18 and finished runner-up in 7. That means in 25 of 30 starts, he was either first or second. That's not a season. That's domination beyond belief. Why is this untouchable? Because modern schedules won't allow it. Top players don't even play 30 PGA Tour events in a year anymore. They balance schedules with majors, FedEx Cup, Ryder Cup, and international events. The very best today might win 4 or 5 tournaments in a season and be celebrated for it. Tiger's best year was 9 wins in 2000, which is the closest we've seen. And that's still only half of Nelson's haul. Some people argue the wartime era diluted the fields. Maybe. But Nelson still beat whoever showed up, and you can only dominate the competition in front of you. Some records are made to be broken. These ones? They're untouchable. If you love this trip through golf history, smash that like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which record you'd put your money on never being broken.